All right, welcome back. It's a new week, the 27th of July. We are ending and closing the seventh month of the year. I hope you guys have been soaking up knowledge for 2025. Um, it's been a few years for some of you guys, and it hasn't been pretty. It hasn't been well polished on the charts, but we don't expect it to be the case. We just expect to learn how to navigate. Um, this week, we're going to be having a lot of news. Today's the 27th. And okay, so starting with Tuesday, we got Jolt's job openings. Last time we've been seeing these numbers came out very strong for some odd reason, right? But that doesn't really paint the full picture. All we know is this. On Wednesday, we're finally getting interest rate news from Jerome Powell. Now you done seen my boy, he stood 10 toes. He was not playing with him, you know. I saw that scene that we all just saw as like when your mom tells you to be nice with the one you know you don't like that be eating your lunch, that be talking crazy to you at school, but in the neighborhood he acts like he's a saint. And he kept his distance, and then Trump trying to play. Man, let me tell you something, boy. It be those same people that be making complaints about you at HR, but be laughing with you in the lunchroom. Trump, that type of dude, bro. Talking crazy about you online, but then when he see you, he trying to, you know, pat you on the back, trying to like laugh it off. But like he's very manipulative. Like you can tell he's trying to like make frenemies just to do what he wants. And as you guys know, or may not know, lowering interest rates is not an easy thing. Controlling interest rates is also not an easy thing. Uh, but if an economy is doing good, you don't just significantly decrease interest rates. That also weakens the American dollar. And it does make the dollar so weak that when banks are letting us borrow money, it's at a very low rate. So it doesn't 100% make sense to just drop rates down to 1%. So now we are definitely feeling the economy for what it is. It's been 2, 3 years now. And quite honestly, we've kind of adjusted to the conditions. Some stories, some situations worse than others. But if we were to see rates drop in September from 4.5% to 4%, I wouldn't be mad. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be mad. There was a point in time in history where interest rates with a great economy was, I mean, since 2019 and 18, it was at a smooth 2.0, 2.5, 1.75, 1.25. You know, at some point it was at 0.50. So it's not like Trump is just throwing numbers out of his ass, right? There were economies before where things did go from 0.25 to 1.25, 2.5. Like we're actually feeling the worst of the interest rates in a long time since 2007. 2007, 2008, and even in 2008, rates were dropped down to like 3.5, 4.25. You know, we've seen this before. The highest has been was 5.25 in 2007. And so as we look at the last 10 years or the last 12 years, golly, the last 12 years, for the most part since 2008, we felt this is why like when we see the memes, the reels and this and you're trying to think about how good we had it or how did our parents do it back in 2007 and 8 when we were in high school, middle school, or even in college. Some of us just got off into the labor market, into the real world, into the job market. We're like, damn, are we lazy? Are we the generation that just asking for too much? No, you are the generation, or we are living in an era, the last 10 uh years, we've felt the better side of the interest rates, and we've also felt the heavier side of the interest rates. And we talking 2023 was tough, 5.25. And markets was still booming with US 30, 2024. So we basically feeling what it felt like to be in 2007. Okay? Y'all with me?
Yep.
So so it's a different market. But one thing I can tell you is a lot of people who done survived the 2007s to 2009s as business owners, as homeowners, they've learned to take decisions in their own hands 10 years later. You know, leverage the bank's money, real estate, uh, business funding, things like that, fixing our credit. Because at the end of the day, by the time we see price interest rates lower down into 2%, 1.75, or even 3%, it would be a relief. It would be a relief. We've been here before. Now, notice how I showed both tandems of the conversation. We're not trying to be political, but we are the recipient of this economy, right? So we'll see. I would love to see 3.75. I'd love to see 4.0 because that kind of lessens the the tension. The tension. It lessens the tension. All right. Now, the other banks that let's see, the JPY, yeah, the Japanese yen will be dropping their well, uh they'll be dropping their policy rate number as well. Not for nothing. I don't think the Japanese yen is going to be changing their interest rates. So far, they're keeping things at 0.50. Where I'm seeing your thing. One second. Ah, okay. I had to mute the background noise, but I'm kind of not used to my mouse. I kind of changed some things around here just to uh, connect Wifey's laptop so things are from right to left and I'm left-handed. Okay, let's do this one more time. All right, let's see. Okay, so as I was saying, this week we not only have FOMC, the Fed rate news for the US dollar. We also have rates for the Japanese yen. And we're probably not going to see too many changes in interest rates for the Japanese yen ever since January. We've been seeing that they're keeping it steady at 0.50. As far as the Japanese yen, it's been shown that GJ this year, for the most part, still has honestly, GJ still has kind of maintained its usual bullish tone. However, for many weeks now, since July. Yeah. So since June and July, like they'll spend weeks just working the range. And for those of y'all who trade GJ, I always tell y'all, it was one thing about GJ, even if it sells off, make sure you're looking for steady demand zones where price is going to be selling to and buying back. That's one thing GJ will forever do because the Japanese yen, the Japanese index is forever bearish for the most part because they're keeping interest rates low, right? Even if they raise it a little bit, they still we all went to school here, right? If you go from 0 to -2 to -5, and if you bring things back from -5 to -2, we still in the negatives. Okay, so when you're looking at it from this standpoint, you can tell why GJ is a forever bullish pair, right? So the the deeper price retrace, the better the buy will be. All right, so now pay attention to the 4 hour structure behavior. When you want to think about how do I get in the trade, why are we talking all this core talk? Like, how does that transition into taking trades? If I'm seeing GJ selling off, let's say July the 2nd, we know that GJ also is a pair that tends to move in the in the middle of the night. All right. Boom. Price comes down into a previous month low. In July, price comes down to June lows. Okay. What do? We start preparing to scale.
Or you can file bankruptcy. Then you got to contact an attorney. That's going to cost a little bit. I think less than 500.
Okay. So you take buys for GJ because typically it respects 4 hour low structure. Now, as we're looking at price action currently, when you see price action that looks like this, chances are they might sell one more time into the low because this more so looks like a lower high. And when price does look like it's not ready to buy yet, the last thing that it might be doing before it buys is it probably will find a demand zone to sweep from, then buy. Such might be the case this week for this setup, as the Japanese yen is to tell the world what their rate is going to be still. Does that make sense? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So this is how I would go about a pair like GJ for the week. We wait for the 4 hour structure to potentially get swept. And once it does, you have like up until Asia and London and even the next day, because sometimes what they like to do, and this is for my people who need to understand patience with certain setups, they might come down on Wednesday, Asia, look like they're not ready to buy yet. And then London, they come down a little bit or sweep it or just break structure. And then by Thursday, they come back, then they continue. Or by Thursday, you might see them, if they already took off, then all of a sudden, Thursday's London comes down to just retest the previous session low, and then they continue. So when you're looking at situations like that, you have to tell yourself, you know what? If I scale smaller, even if price retraces during those 2 days, you'll still be able to scale in positions and be okay. Right? This is how you will catch a beautiful potential 200 pip move like this by making the right decisions, anticipating the right entries, in the right areas where price can really hold the structure together at the bottom, and then we could buy from there if this is a pair that you trade. How many of you guys trade GJ still? I know there's one of you guys who trade GJ the most on this call. How many of you guys trade GJ um, consistently? Let me know in the chat. Do you trade GJ? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? All right. One person by the name of iPhone says yes. Don't know who that is. Might want to rename yourself. Okay. All right. Um, Side note, I want to get into the quick topic, Harold. Okay. We're gonna change the name from iPhone to Harold. All right. So we're gonna talk about this. The pair that you trade the most. Are you profitable with it? And are you consistent with it? Has it brought you the most headache this year? Or have you gotten around to understanding it a little bit more? Question is on.
Wow. That was a loaded question, but I love that question.
Yeah, go ahead. I want to hear you.
Yeah, so US 30 is me. I'm dabbling a little bit more into gold, but I feel like I am understanding US 30 a little bit more, especially like the tips that you give us on what to uh zone into on certain days or the sessions or just certain things to look out for more.
Yeah.
Um, I've been profitable, but where I mess up at with US 30 sometimes is just entering a little too early. And sometimes when I would enter early, I would go big. So, of course, those two are not the best
Mm.
combinations, but it happens.
Yeah, it happens sometimes when you're chasing that dub. Like it happens. I can't lie. You right. You spot on with that one. Spot on with that one. That's
Yeah.
good. Anything else you want to say?
But yeah, I'm getting better at understanding it more for sure this year. Like I was trading it, like before I had met you, but I definitely understand it way more.
Hmm.
Being underneath you, being, around you in your group and you mentoring me. So I think now I just have to like slow it down a little bit, bring the lot size down a little bit and just gradually add more positions. I know you talk about that a lot, so gonna try to work on that.
Yeah.
That's
Uh,
all.
well done. I appreciate your answer, well. Um, there's a reason why I'm not actively trying to bring so many people to the group. I genuinely want to see you. I kind of want to keep up with your growth, guys, in the names that I'm used to so that I can see that there has been growth, that there has been progress. Because one thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure I'm growing so that way it's never really my full fault that people around me are not growing. But I also accept criticism just so I can see like, hey, is there anything I could do to help your growth? So, but I'm gonna tell you guys this though even with my losses and wins, I'm getting better on the charts myself. Like this is something that you have to assess as a trader. You're like, man, am I still struggling this year? Why am I still struggling this year? Is it that I'm a little too aggressive? Is it that I keep giving back profit? What is it? What are some of the top five things that is still keeping me from becoming the best version of me? I've been digging real deep to answer these questions for myself. It seems like as of late, my winning percentage is at like 50%, 51. And man, when I tell you I've never gotten so much more clarity out of my win rate, I'm like, bro, I'm profitable, but there are times where like I be having to make that loss back. So then it's like 50% is starting to reveal to me that at times I'm doing double the work to stay profitable. So, but I do know it's because I'm pushing certain parameters so that like just like 2023 and 2024, I'm no longer a bit hesitant because like in the beginning of the year, the market stung me and I'm like, damn, I can't put those type of loss, bro, because I'll be losing big chunks. But then again, my mind is like, but I bet you're gonna make it back. And I'm like, oh, you think so? You think so? I know you believe in me and everything. I done proved it to you, but like, what about this time? Like, it's like, nah, you gonna make it back. Go back to your notes, see what you wrote. And then it'll be like, oh yeah, you lost this amount, but this is why you lost it. But remember, these setups will still make you profitable and recover your trades back. And remember at some point in the middle of the session by 12:30 p.m., if you fucked up in the earlier session, you're gonna see more clarity. The break and retest, look out for that. The breaker block, look out for that. Then you can re-enter later, take a nap, take a chill pill, and then come back in an hour and a half. So these things have helped me along the way. But if right now, it's about to be a 1 full year anniversary since the boot camp. And if you're still doing the same mistakes again, ain't nobody finna blame you. But if you're not ready to take accountability about it, then it's gonna be a sad 2025 because you're like, wow, I still haven't done nothing. I say I want to trade. I say like it's a wish. I don't want it to still be a wish for y'all. I want it to be like um a metric where you went from wishing to doing to applying to improving to seeing proof of the improvement because we have less than 100 days out of the year, you know? So I've also found out that like a lot of people have either put a lot of effort into passing challenges. I've known that there have been some people who have switched over to futures, but their same habits have switched over the futures as well. And they start to realize a rude awakening that, oh, it's not Forex, it's really me. So that's a good part of the journey too, to realize like it ain't this, it's you. It's not that, it's still you. Grass ain't greener on any other side because you stepping on that grass. Okay. So that's something I wanted to talk about as well. However, I do am happy that many of you guys are still pushing, no matter what, no matter losses, no matter the disappointments in self or the constant hunger to actually figure this out. I salute you, every single one of y'all. I salute you because no one is forcing you to pull up to a webinar like this. You just know there's value there every time you step in. And I know that I have to step up every time to make sure I match the value that you expect. So I'm expecting y'all to have the same level of accountability and aspiration for self. Okay. So now I'm asking the question again. The pairs that you guys have been trading, have you seen progress with it or are you still struggling with it? Now I've made it an open question that has just two answers. Are you seeing progress? Yes. Or are you still struggling with it? Question for y'all. Answer in the chat, please. Those who haven't answered yet. Okay. Are you seeing improvement? Yes. If you're still struggling, right, still struggling. Because I want to show a few more things to y'all, and I'm going to show you guys some of the mistakes I've made and what I've realized from the mistakes. Okay?
Hans, can I say something?
Yes, you can say something.
Yeah, man, I do make progress, but I used to trade Forex, but I choose in future. Future for me, it's more easy. The money, it's easy, but I went to future the same attitude I used to have in Forex. When I say I make money every single day, I can make $2,000-$3,000 every single day, and then later on, I see another opportunity I get in, I lost it. So man, I say, man, every time I make the money for me to hold the money Friday for me to have my payday, and then I lost it just one non-trade because I'm over trading. So the problem is as a trader, we sometimes, for myself, I over trading and then I stay too long in the market. I say, you know what? I have to change this habit. If I'm not changing it, I'm keep gonna lose. Imagine you got an account like 150K on your hands, so you just have only like five K for you to trade on it. You already make $10,000. Just one day you lose half of it. So I think about it. I say, you know, I host, you have to change, and then I'm changing myself. But I do trade USGJPY. I trade Nasdaq, which is basically NAS 100, believe it or not. So because they work for me, they work similar. Even though people say not for me, I see the same pattern. So I work them. So one thing I like in the system that I'm work for, I mean, if you don't want to lose the money, you can lock your money. Now I have to use this future for me not trade every single time, because if you stand in your chart, you're gonna see an opportunity, you're gonna try to get that money, but that's why they get us. We just have to be, why I make 200 for the day, it's over. I go tomorrow, you make 200. But if you keep wanna eat, that's why all trader will fail.
Hey man,
But yes, I do trade a NAS and USGJPY. I'm do pretty good on them every single day.
wow. Okay. I like that. I fuck with that, bro. You know why? Because I didn't realize that last week or the week and a half, I caught myself over trading. And I was like, what? Ain't no way. But you know how I found out I was over trading? Because I lost 10K in a day after I made 10K. Oh, I was so upset at myself. I'm like, Hans, how did this happen? Come to find out, it was because in my mind, if I see another setup that's equally as good, I'm still gonna go risk something. In the beginning, I did not risk too much, which means when I took the loss, I still was up in profit. But then, and I need to be careful about that, I ended up having a conversation with Natish. And then I was literally about to leave the office. Natish, don't think of this as, oh, I'm not gonna text Hans anymore. But no, I'm not saying that. I'm just telling you how it happened. We both saw a sexy setup. It was the Wednesday when Trump said he might consider firing Trump. I mean, firing Jerome. And I'm like, I didn't even know that was a conversation being had. It's just that we saw like a beautiful breaker block. And I'm like, well, Hans, yes, we're done for the day, but bro, a breaker block's a breaker block. Mistake number one. It was a breaker block. It was a great setup, but then this candle sold a little too far, and then that cost me to lose. And I think I made the loss back. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think that's cap. I might have made a loss back the next day or something like that. But it came to conclusion, just like Harold was saying. I'm like, you know what? It's not about me seeing another setup that I know, even though I'm profitable for the day. It's about walking away saying you're done for the day. That kind of bothered me a bit. So I said, you know what? Just keep remembering that to avoid over trading and losing over the amount that you made. Risk less if you're going to take another attempt outside of making the profit for the day. Risk significantly less or just walk away. Because sometimes it's not that, I mean, mad times that y'all go back and trade an extra setup. You saw something good, but for some reason the market took it back. So I came to the conclusion, like, if I say I'm done for the day and I see another setup, it's either I risk significantly less or I don't trade it at all, no matter how good it looks. Because the how good it looks is the enticing part. So If you're full, you're full. Don't try and take dessert because you're like, man, but that's my favorite cake. No, you said you were done. Comprende? Y'all with me? So that's why I was so happy when you brought this up, Harold. Like, if you're gonna risk less so
Yeah,
that
brother, I keep make pretty good money, man, and then I just start feeling, no, no, because I on my payday every Friday.
right, right. Yeah, nah, good stuff, good stuff. Let me catch up with the chat here. Managing my emotions a whole lot better than when I started 3 and 4.5 years ago. Good. And when you are managing your emotions better, it's because you know that you have setups that you can count on. And if the setup is not there, then you're like, it's fine. I know better. Setups are ahead. 3, 4 years ago, many of you guys struggled with over trading and emotions because you could not convince to your mind that better setups are coming. He's like, yeah, right. How do I know that? But now that you've been trading for 3, 4 years, it's like, damn, it's true because I see the setup every week. Yes or no? For those who have been consistently trading the same pairs, especially those who trade US 30. A lot of things I've been teaching, y'all see it indeed happens every week. You're like, shit.
Bro, you not lying. Like, I really feel like we are in the church and I am in the front, like jumping up and down, throwing money into the little collection plate for real right now. Like, that's how I'm feeling tonight for real because
You
it's
preaching.
a fact. Like, sometimes I'm like, damn, like I'm really seeing the same type of setups, even if those setups are on different days.
Yeah.
I'm still seeing it. Like
Mhm.
I said, I'm not always perfect with the entries and whatever, but at least I am seeing them and I'm not like, dang, how do I know it's not going to come back? How I know it's not going to come back? Like I'm anticipating certain days, of course, and setup. So, yeah.
It's very, very important that I'm hearing this type of feedback from students that I've been pouring into for years now. Because now you might have been in the back of the church that I had to say it louder, but now you went from the middle bench to the front of the church. And so I'm really happy that you pouring into the basket for sure. All right. That's your basket too, because you definitely getting it back tenfold. Amen. Amen. All right, so this is the type of stuff I like to hear when I'm doing Sunday webinars, and I'm seeing the growth. I'm seeing the feedback. I'm seeing things that I've been dying to hear from my people because I care about y'all. If I didn't care about y'all, I'd have been charging y'all an arm and a leg for the quality that I'm pouring into you, right? But it's bigger than that. It's bigger than that. So that's good. That's good. Who calling me? Oh, come on. Dad. Okay. Okay. I see what's going on. But look though, I'm doing my webinar. So I'll talk to you boys later. All right. Give me about 25 minutes. All right. Your sound's not on anyway.
We was just showing him how to. I was just showing him how to add add. So we wasn't trying to talk to you.
Oh, you wasn't trying to talk to me? All right. Be gone. These guys are funny. So one thing I usually do is like if I surprise my dad by going to see him, I FaceTime my brother like, yeah, yeah, look who I'm with. So he did the same thing to me. And I'm like, okay, I see what's going on. But back to the conversation at hand. Let me tell you guys something about US 30. I've been trading that thing since 2018. Shit. Hmm. Somewhere around that. But look, I will say, as of 2025, I know that pair a lot better than I used to. But there's still some things that US 30 will do to me that I'm like, I need to be mindful because I mean, we getting older and some things are just constant reminders every time. Like I have to constantly make sure I'm remembering the behaviors of US 30. For instance, Letitia's the superstar of the conversation this week. On Friday, this is the transparent part, right? On Friday, I saw this setup right here. I woke up, it was 8. I seen the market having a little hard time going above this area. I'm like, okay, I know exactly how I'm going to take this trade. If you come up to sweep London, or if you, let me do the replay real quick. If you come up to sweep London, I'm looking at this zone intently. I'm like, doesn't seem like y'all could break above this area today. I know exactly how I'm going to make 5 or 6K or whatever. And I'm like, I know this setup very well. If prices sweeps London or can't break above London, we're taking sells. Here's how I figured out 2 mistakes that I made. I took the sell. And by the way, that shit pissed me off. I'm not even gonna lie. Pause right here. Nope. I watched this thing struggle to break above, and it swept above London. And we've all talked about this setup. I think everybody should know this setup by now. Once price sweeps the London of the previous session within the same day, typically is gonna sell. Now I'm looking at all this area here, and I'm like, it's most
Hey,
definitely.
can I interrupt you a second, Hans? I'm sorry.
What's up?
When you're saying sweep, it just barely touched the bottom of that zone that you have there, or like the high really was a little bit more, so it didn't cover the high of that London.
Right. So this is what I'm talking about. I wanted to take a sell, so I was expecting price to come up and wick out the London highs. Okay? And it did that. So I'm in these positions right here.
Gotcha.
It's above London highs that were wicked. So now I'm in this trade. This trade is starting to play out exactly as it should. It kind of jerked back a little bit. I'm like, with patience, we gonna get there. It even pulled back, then it dumped. And we're having a good old time. I'm like, man, you see, this is the setup. You just got it. So here I am just easing back.
Past couple weeks as well.
Oh, yeah. I'm like, where's this voice coming from? All right. I'm in this trade. I'm in great profit, as you guys can see. Typically, I like to kind of hold myself together and not get hasty, because I know typically a setup like this will play out for the next 45 minutes, 30 minutes at least. Not thinking price is going to just do this. It just jumped off these lows and it pushed. And I'm like, bro, what in the world, son? Like, what is going on? Matter of fact, I think yes, okay, there it is. There it is. There it is. This right here is how it's sold. Notice how long this video is, guys. 5 minutes. I'm in good profit. The trade is working very well in my favor. Oh, there it is. You see the entry. This don't even look like it's bullish. And it don't even look like it won't come down to fill this area where there's support. And there's also a gap. You guys see everything that I'm talking about, right?
Yep.
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 It's not even about the money for us. It's about the destination that I'm anticipating it to get to, because why else would it do anything else at this point? It's all about waiting. Look at the time. It's 10:06 in the morning. Price is selling, and I'm anticipating it to at least touch these zones that you see with this horizontal line. Price is selling. It's 10:06. All right, we're patiently waiting for it to move. What's the problem? Price starts to sell off, selling off, selling off, selling off. Do you know what one of my mistakes was? And this is why I'm trying to get y'all to understand. Be careful about these wiki areas, man. As we look to the left, this wick right here, as harmless as it looks, broke my back. I had to take a nap. It made it right there. And I'm like, okay, well, it's 10:09. What's the worst that could happen? It's starting to pull back. I'm like, well, I've seen this before. It's going to continue. Like, it would probably take more candles to make a reversal out of this. It might even sell all the way to 44,580 because I'm looking at gold. I'm looking at GU. Everything pretty much sold very much aggressively back to demand, especially when the structure seems like after price couldn't even break above 4-hour highs, it has to come back to make a higher low. It is 10:09, 52 seconds. The trade that touched 7K in profit is pulling back. And I'm like, well, that's no reason for me to even close my profits. I mean, this candle going to continue. It's a very strong bearish candle. It is now 10:10. It ain't even 10:30, guys. It ain't even 10:11. All because of this area where the wick was. It is now 10:10. This candle done fully vacuumed itself back. What other words can I say? It done fizzled itself back. Like, you know how bad Sprite from McDonald's starts to look full and then all of a sudden it just it's like this. That candle pissed me off because I'm like, what? And I was really upset because one, I calmly watched my trade go from profit in 3 sec, like not even 30 seconds to a loss. And I didn't want to close the trade or whatever little profit that it became because I'm like, it's just gonna pull back to continue. I was very upset. I kept my composure. I ended the webinar with the three guys, and I just closed my eyes. I wanted to take a nap. And by this time, like at this point, wifey now understands my emotions, and she came out and was like, "You okay?" You know, I could hear the desperation from your voice all the way in the office, and I'm like, honestly, babe, I don't even want to talk about it right now. I just need to process. I'll be okay, but I'm gonna take my nap. Took my nap, but in my head, I'm processing what happened. I'm trying to calm myself. It's just 10. I'm like, I'm trying to picture which scenario I should have been faster at reacting to. But I'm like, there's no way I could have reacted, or could there have been something that I should have done? And after hours, when I woke up, and I'm like, you know what, man? This is not the first time that this happened to me. And the conclusion, and like literally the same thing with US 30. This was what, July 16th or something like that. Same situation. Same situation, right? Price is selling beautifully, beautifully. Look at this candle. Look at this candle. I'm up two, probably, I think it came down to five. Look at that. Look at that. Beautifully. All of a sudden, it finds that anywhere around a wick like this, and it starts to buy back. And in my head, I'm like, bro, I didn't really come here to scalp per se. I'm seeing the potential for price to do more. Y'all done seen me get caught up in situations like that before. And the conclusion out of a situation like that is this. Make sure to break even faster than you would anticipate when you're in trades like this. Let me make it more simple. Make sure you break even before you end up losing the funds, and now you can't help but to break even, because the loss that you're gonna have to make back, you're gonna have to break even to go above the break even to make more money. And I think that also is part of the reason why lately my win rate has been around 50 to 52%. Because I will lose like this in a scenario where I'm like, let me be patient and wait it out, when I should have just closed whatever small profit that this thing pulled back into. At least it would have still been profit that I didn't have to make back. Do y'all understand?
Yep.
Yep.
Painful lesson, like painful, very painful. Like, I own up to it, but boy, I don't like seeing four-figure profits like that just vaporize.
That was me. That was me, boss. Like I told you on Friday, that's exactly what happened. I jumped in too early. I closed. I knew it was selling, and then boom, it sold. So I said, I'm jumping in. Made back some of the profit, got out. I was like, okay. And made reverse. So let me just get out. And I wasn't even thinking about like a huge reversal, like just like a small little pullback. But god damn, it really did reverse. So I was like,
Right.
okay, I'm
Like,
glad I got out. I'm glad I got out of there.
yeah, no lubrication, just straight up did it. Oh, God, hey, shit. All right. Jesus. Like, you couldn't even tell the structure. Like, and this is the thing with us traders, right? We need structure candles to kind of get us to catch up on what they about to do. Now, one candle that's literally going your way, and you're sitting here like, okay, let me be patient and wait for my setup to play so that I'm not sitting here blaming myself for not holding longer.
Right,
We
right.
studied how the setup usually plays out. It's like, damn, I could have made more if I held the trade for 30 more minutes. Now you done worked your patience to hold the trade for 30 more minutes, and you stunned watching this trade, thinking it's gonna pull back to continue. There's really no indication that price was gonna reverse that far around. But here you go, watching a whole beautiful, profitable day turn into a loser. That is one of the biggest things that grinds my gear. Now, I will jump into the conclusion and tell you, I'm a dog and I made it back. I made it back, but with half a heart. Like, it's like, I'm like, damn, bro. I had to lose 7K to make seven. I could have made 14. Like, I'm not too happy about it, but I learned from the past that it's better to do that and continue than to lose more and more, have to make back more and more. And so I'm going to be very mindful of that for myself, because I know I've been in this battle before. That's part one. Part two is a constant reminder that US 30 can find any demand to buy from, especially around these wiki areas, especially as price sold. This actually was a 4-hour structure. And so now when you see people ask, or we've asked ourselves these questions before, when you're trying to identify an order block, do you pay attention to the wick? I think Sandra asked me this last year. Do you pay attention to the wick, or do you also draw the candle? In 2025, both of them. Both of them. Especially if you notice that that area keeps reacting and rejecting. Do not be in that cell too long. And even if you are, keep moving your stop loss to play for keeps. Okay? keep moving your stop loss and play for keeps because there's no guarantees of what might happen next and what might reverse. Is everybody in agreement with me?
Oh, yes.
Painful, painful, painful lessons that had to be turned into improvement for next time. Shit done lost my mind. I'm like, so let me tell you how I recovered. So I teach this all the time, but in real time, I too have to make sure I'm aware of the situation. Here's what happens when the market finds an area that it wicks from. Turns out I didn't really have a TP. No, I did have a TP. That's not true. That's not even true at all. I did have a TP. I was thinking price was going to come down into this area, which they got there just a few points from the take profit, and then it just kept a long wick like this. But looking in hindsight, I noticed that this area was yesterday's low, 930. Thursday's 930. So of course, it's not like they randomly chose this area. That's okay, Sandra. I hope everything works out in your favor. Um, so look at this area. This is why even if you take a sell while you're trading US 30, you better be at least targeting a low that makes sense for them to make it there. And as it's getting closer into making it there, move your stop loss. Even if you lose a bit more than you, even if like you were gonna make $100, but they pull back and they stopped you out at 40, let it be so. I hate that for me, but let it be so. But when you're taking sells, make sure you're targeting at least a yesterday's low. And when it's getting there, make sure you don't keep all your best positions because it might just reverse. So I recovered from that loss that I took because I gathered myself and my emotions. I took a nap because I know typically if I lose by 10, if I notice that, oh, this is what was going on. I see now. You guys swept the low. And so by 12:30, US 30 has this tendency of giving you more clarity in what it wants to do next. All right. And these wiki areas, typically, once they go and sweep and they don't stay, they're going to reverse right back up. Because remember, US 30 is just like GJ, it's a forever bullish pair. It's a forever bullish pair. So as I noticed that this is how they got me, I had to make a judgment call. Bro, you lost 7K. You sure you want to trade again for today, bro, and put all this pressure? I'm like, bro, I'm not gonna lie. I feel slighted. And I gotta slide for my account. I got to get revenge. And it wasn't a revenge trade, it's an avenge trade. I knew this setup by 12 p.m. And so I'm trying to get y'all to understand by 12 p.m., if you were scalping at 9, 9:30, 9:45, you took a loss, check by 11:30 to 12:30 p.m. Eastern time. See if price doesn't look a lot more clear. Y'all got me? Natish, I know you know this one by now because I've been telling you this and you've been seeing it. Don't think, guys, that 12 p.m. is just you over trading. When it comes to US 30, sometimes 12:30 p.m. up until 2 sometimes is a better setup. Like they finally done made up their mind, and then now they breaking and retesting and giving us breaking blocks. And that's when you want to take a better trade, maybe to recover or even to finish your challenge or end up having your better trading profitable day. Is this bringing value? Is this opening up some spaces of clarity? Let me know. Let me know. If you pay attention to some of my Instagram stories too, you're like, oh wow, that's how he caught that buy. Ah, okay. Okay. All right. I see another iPhone. Is that Edison? All right. Let's change your name, brother. You are not named iPhone. Okay. Deandra, it's good to see you here. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. All right. Celine, it's good to see you here. 6 p.m. in Cali. Let's go. Brother Chad, it's good to see you on the call, bro. Okay, so these are just strategies for war. People will sit here and do a back test and not realize these are the most important parts of the back test. I think back testing at this point doesn't have to be going back to 2001. Back test how your performance was the week before. Where did you not see clearly? What could you have done better? Those are better ways to back test. Like back testing old data and not really knowing the strategy or even realizing what you could have done in real time doesn't really help in real time. It's like you watching a highlight tape of how somebody beat your ass, and you're like, you see, like, had he not, went right, I would have just, yeah, all right. Go call a rematch, see if you're not gonna get your ass beat again. Because real time is not the same as past time. Okay. So that's why I overemphasize how to play the game, how to really like, go left, right, and avoid the hook. Like this is what's gonna help you becoming better on the charts. Okay. And sometimes while y'all messaging me or we're having conversations on the Discord, I'm not fully present if I'm in a trade. We're gonna talk later. I'm over here trying to manage my trades just as much as you are, right? Especially if it's a setup that I didn't see coming. That's why I expect y'all to understand the markets so that way each of us is probably looking at the market while doing different things. But if it's that one setup that we all know how it should behave, we should be posting results out of that setup if we didn't miss it because we were running errands or something like that, right? So, what is the outlook for US 30 this week? Well, shit. US 30 already decided what the outlook is. It's bullish. We're not surprised, but we can tell, like, had I held the position or something, I'll probably have been a hella profit, but I don't always think like that when I'm in good profit. I just want to close it. So the market opened up with a huge gap. And yeah, this is not really much of an opportunity to get in just yet. If there's a retracement, sure. If there is no retracement, then you understanding that price is already bullish, any slight retracement you could scale in. Me, I don't typically like to scale in when it's already taken a leap like this. I much rather pull that. So by Wednesday, I think the market this week will surprise us in how many points it can go. Like I think price will be pushing towards like a brand new high or something like that. There's a lot of companies that did very well, and all these positive news that we're hearing about. Trump just did this. Trump just agreed to a purchase of 750 billion of US energy. That's going straight to stocks. This money is going straight to stocks. So I'm wondering if this is also going to push EU to the upside because they haven't really sold as much as. Oh wow, they bounced back fast. I remember seeing EU selling just as bad as GU was, but look at that. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? I wouldn't be surprised if throughout the week, this demand zone comes back and gets retested with GU, and then they buy all the way back because price has sold all the way back into a 4-hour demand zone. So let's see if price does buy back or if it just buys back to make a lower high to sell even lower into this area. I can't tell just yet, but I will say so far this is what the range is. I think throughout the week we will get more clarity out of where GU wants to go. But my heart tells me if it's bouncing off this 4 hour, I think we could also check in into the next session, and also tomorrow for maybe a potential break and retest if prices respecting that zone. As you guys knew, on the Telegram channel and on the Discord, I did take some trades for GU buys, and the plan was to swing this thing, and I got out in Tuesday's Asia, and then I honestly didn't get to take those buys. And by the time I took these buys on a live call on Thursday, they bought, then that's when they started selling. And I had no idea. I didn't even peep price really was about to like sell this hard. Even though I did see that price was heading up here, I thought price was just going to respect it and continue higher, which is why I didn't see this sell coming for me to take advantage. And that's okay. That's okay. But this week, if price is really respecting 4-hour demand zone lows, I might make a decision if I see them retesting it twice. And I know I ain't coming here with nothing nice. I'm putting this thing on ice. I'm going crazy. All right, but I'm chilling. I also am aware, and you should too, that these are the last 4 days of the month. I think July had 6 weeks this week, right? Or five. Five. Probably five. So as a trader, I don't know, five. Thank you, Jacob. I know that some of y'all are either passing challenges, just got funded live. This ain't the week you're supposed to like put every risk possible or like now that you've made it into a live environment, like man, it's always like this. It's always when I get funded live, the market is just playing around with me. Be careful with those statements because it's going to rile you up. It's going to rile something inside of you, making you take terrible trades and be right back at square one by the end of the month. And now you're sad. You're sad puppy because you done gave it all back again. And it's the end of the month and brand new month. And when everyone's saying new week, new opportunities, you're nowhere to be found because you done fucked it up. So be mindful. It's the last week of the month. And there's a lot of news this week. Don't force anything that you don't have to. I know that's going above someone's head, and by the end of the week, Hans, yeah, bro, I know what you said Sunday, but I did it again. Let's be more accountable, shall we? So how do we work with ourselves this week? Don't over leverage certain setups that you don't know too well. If Tuesday or Monday is kind of like giving us short setups, they're not giving us the full setup. True. This week is NFP week. Let's not do too much. First attempt didn't work. You try a second attempt. Oh, that's 2% for the day. Let's go do something else. It's going to be a better setup. And if this week is too volatile, there's a brand new month called August. There's 15 people here. I hope y'all hearing me. And you know when I'm saying these things, I'm also keeping myself accountable. That's how you learn to win the month. You just become very aware of the week that it is. And it's like, bro, I'm in the lead. I'm going to do everything in my power to win the month. to win the month. I know y'all forget. Write it down. I will do everything in my power to win the month. Write it down. Those who take notes. I will do everything in my power to win the month. I might not win a week, but I damn sure I'm gonna do everything in my power to win the month. What does that mean, winning the month? That means if I gotta trade steady this week so I don't lose too much, that's what I'm gonna have to do. If I gotta move my stop loss and profit, so if they pull back, I lose $3. I win $3, even if I was up 3K. Hey, I'm winning the month, man. I'm winning the month. That's what we on. Makes sense, Chad. Makes sense, Dan. Makes sense, D. Makes sense, DeAndre. Makes sense, Edison, Gandhi, Gloria, Ralph, J. Rue, Christine. Yep. Monique, Jaquel, Natish, Celine. I should have said that in a DMX voice. Celine, Natish, Jaquel, Monique, J. Rue, Gloria. Where my dogs at?
They don't work on my name.
Yeah. I was kind of jumping around the male names, you know. But for real, guys, like these are real gems that I'm trying to get you to understand. I'm sick and tired of people asking me how am I consistent? Like you're supposed to be at my table. How are you asking me these type of questions? I appreciate it, but damn, sometimes you're like, wait, true, how we supposed to be right here with it. Yeah, Hans, but you know, like I get it, but it hurts me to not see more consistency around me. And if it's some other killers that come in this environment, y'all gonna feel some type of way. It's like, damn, I can't even show my face because now I feel intimidated, you know? So I want y'all to be the killers that I'm around before I bring other killers. And I'm a killer myself. So that already tells you how bad I love y'all. For me to not change environment, knowing that I'm a killer myself. Sometimes I'd rather go and kill and hunt and still check in on y'all. Because I don't want to also hear doubt and uncertainty while I'm out here killing shit. Okay? It doesn't match. The energy doesn't match. And sometimes I have to be a very calm assassin. Don't want to be hearing questions about doubts of what you're seeing right in front of your face that you've been supposed to study over and over so it becomes very familiar to you. You know? So these are real conversations that I'm having with y'all out of love. I done seen a lot of growth. A lot of growth, and I'm proud of y'all. I'm really proud of y'all. You know? So keep it up. Keep it up. Let's take a look at gold. Gold caught me by surprise. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't think it was gonna sell this deep, but I understand it though. Um, when price, the same way price buys from a 4-hour low, if they're buying and they can't make it above the 4-hour high that they just made, and they retesting it on several days, Tuesday, it was very early. That's why I missed that sell for. By the time I'm waking up, I'm not seeing that price retested Tuesday's highs. I'm thinking maybe this is a higher low to buy, but that's not what happened. Instead, they sold. When I thought this was going to be a demand zone that's going to buy, they kept selling. I went to sleep by 11, 12. And so by the time I woke up Thursday, I'm like, oh, shit. And when they pull back right here up until 8 p.m. Thursday night, I wasn't much really trying to figure out where my entry was. So I just had to let I just had to let go do its thing. But there's this one trader. She's a killer. She caught that sell so bad. She took like I think she started her account with 4K. And in 2 weeks, she was swinging the buys and she swung these sells for 24 hours. and she took that account to 108,000. I was like, that's tough. That's tough. I like seeing stuff like that for real because it just reminds you that there are killers that are just as nasty or even better than you, or they might have seen the setup a lot cleaner. I think she woke up at 6 in the morning. It looks like she also drinks energy drinks and stuff like that. Like you can tell sometimes the how somebody done caught certain setups or how their um psychology is based. Her name is Alexandra Sophia. I don't know if y'all ever seen this girl, but she tough though. She tough. I gotta give credit where credit's due. Um, and seems like she does this a lot. Yeah, she took that account, caught these 400, and now notice the difference between me and this girl right here. She carefully puts her one lots, and she just lets the one lot marinate. I'd be the type to put 3 4s and twos and double the twos and twin trade the twos. So like I definitely don't want to lose when I see like the setup actually doing what it's supposed to. But then there's an art in swing trading certain setups and pairs like gold. The one can do just as good. A 0.50 can do just as good if you're looking for the trade to go the distance. So even with me, bro, like I like seeing stuff like this online, even though I know I don't usually post as much as I should. But like, look at that entry. You could not have gotten into this entry if you was up, if you was waking up at 8 like I do. So notice how she got in right there at the top because she recognized that this was the 4 hour high that left behind a wick. And like I've been telling y'all, let the market leave a wick like this up top or at the bottom. That's usually the market letting you know, yeah, if I try and reach it again and I can't break past it, chances are I'm gonna sell back down, big dog. Or yeah, if price done went down to this low and it's wicking, or it goes back to old wiki zone and it's wicking again, yeah, I'm probably gonna be reversing. So, and not only is it gonna reverse, it's gonna reverse for like hours, which gives you time to scale. Like instead of putting a full one lot, you could put 0.25, 0.25 with it, 0.25 with it, 0.25. So now you have 4 positions scaling up to one lot as this thing goes 350 pips. Now you're up $3,500. And so instead of just stressing, oh, I gotta pass this challenge, Hans. I gotta pass this challenge, Hans. Bro, just look for the specific setups that you're like. Stop stressing about passing the challenge because really it's not even the challenge that you're stressing about. It's that you feel challenged and you feel like your life is challenging. And when it comes to looking for the answers that you're supposed to, you don't have it. Listen, for you to master trading and actually have answers, like when I tell y'all, when I've been telling y'all since last year and the year before, if I wake you up from a nap and I tell you previous day retest, how do you trade that? You got to tell me. And so let me add by letting you know, like a wiki area from the 4 hour time frame. What's it doing? If it comes back and retests it one more time, what's it gonna do? Oh, it'll reverse, and it's probably gonna reverse for like the next day or two, above 20 hours. That helps you to be like, damn, if this is how the behavior stays consistent, hmm, shit. If it goes even 300 pips, dare I say it, if I scale up to 3.5 lots and this thing goes 350 pips, I really could make 10K. Like, hey, I know my past is shaky with trading, but yo, if these setups keep playing the same exact way, what's stopping me from making 10K? sometime, at least sometime in my trading career. I don't want it to be a wish anymore. I want y'all to practice these setups. If you want a funded account, wait for them setups. Wait for the previous day retest. Wait for price to sweep London highs or London lows. Wait for the 4 hour structure to retest on 2 separate days. It does not have to be FOMC for you to pass your challenge. It does not have to be NFP where you're expecting it to have so much volatility for you to pass your challenge or finally get your payout. So every time you're stressing about the challenge is because you feel challenged and you don't have the answer for the challenge. But I'm telling you, if your life depended on it and you had to make 1K off the market, you have to know what setup will specifically do that for you. And what lot size, what risk, and how long will that trade typically play out? If not, when you come off your winning streak or you start to lose a little bit, you're going to lose a lot more hope and you're going to want to just blow it and want to start over because that's what you're used to. That's the secret behind the consistency in the recovery trade psychology. At any point that I've made losses, I just keep chanting to myself, Brody, the same way you done came back 1,000 times, you're gonna come back another 1,011th time. As long as you see these setups, this behavior, you're gonna make it back. But what if? Are you sure? I feel it too. I'm like, bro, and the worst part is if I tell y'all that I'm having a bad trading week, y'all so confident that I'm gonna make it back. Hans, you're gonna make it back. Brody, if it's anybody who's gonna come back, it's you. I'm like, fuck. They believe in me. They don't have no doubts about me coming back. I want to feel the same way about you. I want you to feel that same way about yourself. I see a lot of you guys are supportive, loyal. Y'all cheer on so many people. Sometimes strangers that you don't even know. With this slight hope that one day it'll be you too. But you know day in and day out that people's wins are not your wins. And see, I'm the only person out of many people in your life that keep telling you, I want you to clap as hard as you do for others. I want you to clap for you. I want you to know how to win for you and stop just celebrating other people's wins because it's starting to hurt. It's starting to hurt. Am I talking to somebody? Like you almost feel like a hater. Like you say, am I a hater? Because it's like I want to celebrate people, but like, bro, like when is my win gonna come? Like when does my season? Like when are people gonna like celebrate me, bro? I'm tired of celebrating other people. And so for you to be able to celebrate, you gotta know how to win, how to handle yourself. All the market conditions are trash. Okay, bad market conditions don't last. Resilient traders do. Under the right circumstances and the setups that you know very well that you should have been screenshotting and studying by now. 2025 is damn near over. Okay? And it's not like some of y'all are still comfortable in your demo. Gloria, I'm talking to you. The same setup you take it with a one lot, take it with a 0.10. I don't see why that's a big issue. I'd love it to hear like you making $100, $200 off your trading account. There's nothing stopping you. I don't even, ah, took the wrong emoji. Like, I'm gonna always keep it real with y'all out of love. The next strategy on YouTube is not gonna help you. It's the ones you know, the ones you're supposed to study and really pay attention to your, like, it doesn't even matter the strategy. if your emotions are not in check. Sometimes I get emotional too. I'm like, bro, this market is really fucking with me right now. But at the same token, I'm like, but I need to make sure I don't do the worst because I'm gonna have to count on me to come back. So let me chill. Or let me move that stop loss into profit like I said I was supposed to the next time that I come in a situation like this. Because I'm not gonna be fooled 4, 5 times. So I'm like, all right, let me be mindful the next time because thank goodness I record these things. I'm like, bro, this is like the third time the market done found a wiki area and I'm just enamored by the way the price is selling off and I'm not snapping into, oh, okay, let me move my stop loss into profit. Never noticed, but now it's in my head now. I'm like, yeah, I ain't gonna get caught up like that again. I saw this thing go from 6 to 5 to 4 to 3 to 2, and I'm like, man, I don't want to close 2, bro. Come back down. And then now I'm having to make back 4. It's ridiculous. Sick of it. So I know what I got to do. Do you know what you guys got to do? The next signal group is not going to help you. Like some people be asking, yo, what happened to the signal? I'm managing the PAM. Are you not a part of it? Yeah, well, all right, bro. All right, sis. That's fine. Hey, still love you still. But I'm one thing I did for myself was I chose peace. Calling the signals. Gold was kind of having a bad few changes and stuff. But when I win, we would make great wins. And then still people miss the setup. And then still people over leveraged. And then I'm like, you know what? Enough with that. I'll focus on just the PAM because there won't be no excuses. There won't be no sadness. There won't be somebody to point fingers at. So I'm like, but I know where I'm definitely gonna increase your funds because I can count on me to do that. And when the trades get taken from one master account, everybody's account gets copied into it. And from since then, I ain't much heard much complaints to the point where now I'm not even sure how y'all are doing in your own personal accounts because we don't have something like a trade Zella. I went and got a trade Zella out of spite because remember I was supposed to introduce um this platform to y'all, but these guys are just not they're not aware of how important having their own platform finished is. So I got my trade Zella, and to be honest, I can't connect it with liquid brokers, but I'll probably connect it with like some MT5 accounts that I'm trading, whatever the case is. But my point is, I'm so grateful to see that with the futures accounts, it comes with like a journey or a trade tracker where like it shows you guys your progress. And so, how many of you guys are trading futures right now or on a futures prop firm? It's probably not even. Huh? Okay. So are you paying attention to your trade journal or whatever they call it? What they call it? Um, there it is. Am I? Oh, this account is still connected. That's not even my account. Yeah,
Oh, you talking about like the journal thing, Holly?
this guy's account is grits. Yeah, the thing you showed me. Let me disconnect.
Yeah, so I'll be mostly on my phone now trading, unfortunately, because it's really hard with the laptop and the kids. So they told me I can only see that if I'm on my laptop, which is really stupid. They need to make one for like mobile because everyone is not available, to be bought a laptop. So yeah, I haven't even got a chance to do it.
Okay. Yeah. My point is, if y'all want to know like how good you're doing, you need to have something like a TradeZilla or I just hate that this this project is just on a standstill. Because I just want y'all to like figure out where you're messing up at and how to solve that problem, you know? At least some of y'all know you're over trading. But today we talked about, you know what? No matter how good the setup looks after you make profit, if you're gonna really have to trade again, I had cut my fingers early, trying to make some stick. But if you're really gonna have to trade again, risk significantly less so you don't lose the whole day. Yeah. So today's webinar was a lot more psychological and tactical. Even though I am potentially seeing gold if it respects this low, we might buy from it. I think we're seeing some good rejection off of this area. So I'm gonna follow up. Oh no. Oh. Babe, bring me um some more Band-Aid, please, and rubbing alcohol, Band-Aid, and a tissue. The Bounty, please. I'm leaking. Ish. That bit thick
You
too.
gonna put alcohol on it?
Yeah.
A cut?
Yes.
You're Haitian, man.
My man,
That's
my
what we
man.
do.
Yeah, rubbing alcohol, like the one that's supposed, it's either that or
It
peroxide.
burns.
Peroxide is better.
Yeah, I got both, but just want to make sure I neutralize the area.
Peroxide's better.
Yes, you guys are right. You guys are right. Oh my goodness.
The blood pressure one. Did you have pressure on it earlier?
Yeah. It's just that come over here.
Mhm.
Come over here so it doesn't trick on my tongue.
Did you put your finger just now?
No, I was just throbbing, so I opened up the thing and then I just started pumping.
Oh, you have to hold this on there first.
Go.
No.
Guess I'm out to dissociate.
Yeah, you need pressure so you can start feeling. Don't blood pressure. You won't stop.
You have no idea how painful this is right now.
I understand. I'm putting my jeans back.
All right, let it,
What are you doing?
let it go.
No.
Let it go.
Hold on. Give me this. See? Don't do it. What's that? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna get you some more people. Hold on, let me look at some more people talk. I like this a lot.
All right, D. Talk to you later. Damn, blood. You say sorry, but you keep going after it, opening it up.
Oh no.
Do you see why it's lifted?
It was already lifted. Leave that on there. Don't touch nothing. Don't do nothing with his finger. Just leave it be. Before you add another band-aid, we need to stop bleeding first. Just leave that on there. Hold on, it's okay. Leave that alone. I'll bring you some other no tissue.
Hi, wifey.
Well says hi. Says hi, Jaquel. She want to go get more paper.
What happened? Why are you bleeding and stuff?
So I was cooking steak, and then I cut myself.
Hey. You'll be all right. You'll be all right.
So
The good thing is,
vampire. I know the blood is healthy. The blood.
you got a disease I need to know about, sir?
You're gonna find out one way or another.
No,
All right.
disease and which one?
All right, guys. We'll keep an eye on our pairs. I believe gold is gonna be buying in the next session. If it's already buying now, we're probably gonna be buying to uh Friday's highs at least. So I would love to see gold start buying all week from this area. So we'll see. We'll see. Thank you. We'll see how things play out. Preferably, we would love to see price respect this low here, the 33.20. But for now, I mean, I can't see it selling further down, but we'll see. If it respects this low, fine. I think by London, we'll be able to know like what it does next. Okay. As far as Nas is still bullish. I will say one thing. We were taking a look at Nas for buys. Then it sold one more time, which Nas tends to do that a lot now. Or has been doing that. I just didn't peek. But one thing for sure, if Nas retests another low, especially in the next day, we can still take those buys, right? We can take another attempt. As far as where price is going, I think Nas is heading into 23,700 at least. But in the case where it does pull back to fill a gap or whatever the case is, we still bullish with it. So we just gotta wait on confirmation. And then from there, we can get into some good positions to end the week profitably. All right. Any questions?
Sure appreciate you, brother.
Thank you, man.
For everything.
Even in blood, you see me pulling.
Right. Right.
Yeah. right? So you guys have a great rest of your evening. I see a lot of people tonight in the webinar. Y'all do know we on Discord, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that Dan, I know that. I know you. Y'all need to make sure y'all part of the Discord so we can engage a lot more. So if you guys are not part of the Discord still, now would be the time I would drop the link. And I don't want to hear, I don't like Discord. It's like it's not that deep. It's not that deep. Okay.
Oakley dokley.
All right.
All
Have
right, brother.
a great night. We'll send a recording when it's available.
Take care.